Hello there. Welcome to a community update for Connect 2045. Connect 2045 is a long-range transportation master plan for the city of Cheyenne and Laramie County. The project is sponsored by the Cheyenne Metropolitan Planning Organization. The goal of the long-range plan is to establish a 20-year transportation vision with specific actions and strategies to ensure the transportation system continues to serve the residents of Cheyenne and Laramie County. We need your feedback. We have established a project website. Please go to that website after this presentation to answer a quick survey to help the project team develop the plan.
The project team developed an existing conditions assessment to guide the project team and the community through an understanding of how the current transportation system is operating. The existing conditions assessment is a link on this project website and is here for your reference. You may want to go through it before you do the community survey. In the document, we identify transit operations, pedestrian circulation, bicycle circulation, traffic operations, as well as congestion throughout the region for your assessment.
The first section of the community assessment is a detailed demographic analysis of the Cheyenne area. We looked at historic demographics of Cheyenne between 2000 and today, as well as developed growth forecasts for the year 2045. The intent of this analysis is to determine how much additional travel will need to be accommodated long-term in the transportation system. The population of Cheyenne has historically grown at about 1% per year. That growth rate is expected to continue into the future. The area is expected to add between 22,000 and 32,000 additional people by 2045. That new population will be housed in about 450 to 650 new households per year. Between 10,000 and 18,000 new jobs will also be added to Cheyenne by 2045, largely in the industries shown on the screen. In addition to overall growth statistics, we looked at where growth in the region is anticipated to occur. Major residential and commercial development is expected to occur in the Frontier Mall area between Dell Range and Story Boulevards, on the east side of Cheyenne along Dell Range and US 30, on the south side of Cheyenne along the College Drive corridor, and west of I-25 south of the Air Force Base. Major industrial development is expected to occur along I-80 both east and west of Cheyenne near the Campstool and Round Top interchanges, and along I-25 south of Cheyenne in the Swan Ranch Business Park. Next, we looked at the roadway system and how well it serves personal and freight traffic. We updated the region's travel model to look at where traffic congestion exists today. Traffic congestion is measured by level of service, which is shown in this graphic. Generally, levels of service A through C are considered to be acceptable. Level of service D is approaching a congested condition, and level of service E and F are considered to be congested roadways. This map shows the daily traffic level of service for 2019. The roads in green are operating well. The roads in orange are operating acceptably, but may soon need improvements to accommodate growing traffic volumes. Roads in red or maroon are considered congested and should be the focus of transportation improvements. This table shows roads that are level of service E or F. The east-west route that connects I-25 to the Frontier Mall area, which includes portions of Yellowstone Road, Dell Range Boulevard, and Central Avenue, is congested or nearing congested conditions in several locations. US 85 between I-80, downtown, and northern Cheyenne is another heavily congested route in the region. Two more detailed analyses of the roadway system were performed. The first is looking at the feasibility of converting the one-way streets in downtown Cheyenne to two-way streets. Benefits of converting one-way streets to two-way include more direct travel routes, easier navigation for visitors or people unfamiliar with the area, and lower travel speeds, which increases safety for pedestrians and cyclists. There are 3 one-way couplets in downtown Cheyenne, 2 that run north-south, which are Warren and Central Avenues, and Pioneer and Cary Avenues, and 1 that runs east-west, which is 19th and 20th Streets. Our analysis included looking at current and 2045 forecasted traffic volumes. We found that the Pioneer and Cary Avenue couplet and 19th and 20th Street couplet could be converted to two-way streets without negatively impacting travel in the area. However, Warren and Central Avenues could not be converted to two-way without widening or other major modifications. In the second detailed roadway analysis, we looked at the current and future operations at 14 interchanges along I-25 and I-80 to see if changes need to be made to accommodate anticipated growth. Most of the interchanges in the area are expected to continue to operate well, but changes may be needed at a handful of interchanges to handle increased traffic volumes. Improvements may be needed along I-25 at the Missile Drive, Randall Avenue, and Central Avenue interchanges, and along I-80 at the US 85 and College Drive interchanges. The next mode of travel we looked at is transit. There are currently 6 bus routes in Cheyenne, 5 of which are loops into different parts of the city from downtown, and the 6th is a downtown circulator. The system operates 6 days per week, and all routes run once per hour. In addition to the fixed routes, curb-to-curb paratransit service is also provided for qualifying riders during the same hours of operation as the fixed routes. This map shows the 6 bus routes, and areas that are within a quarter mile of the transit route are highlighted in purple. Less than 9% of the MPO area is within a quarter mile of a bus route, and a little over 50% of the city of Cheyenne is within a quarter mile of a bus route. Many of the newer residential areas are not accessible by transit, nor are the major business parks along I-25 and I-80. In addition to transit accessibility, we looked at how well the Cheyenne system works compared to similar-sized transit systems across the nation. The table on the right side of the screen shows how Cheyenne compares to the peer system average on a number of performance metrics. Generally, Cheyenne's transit system performs poorly compared to its peers. This table indicates that improving transit ridership and efficiency should be a focus of future transportation investments. The final transportation modes we assessed are pedestrians and bicycles. Pedestrians and cyclists are the most vulnerable users of the transportation system, and a connected and safe network for active transportation is imperative to encouraging more biking and walking in the region. Cheyenne has an excellent greenway system that serves many parts of the city, but there are still several gaps around town. This map shows where gaps in the pedestrian and bicycle network exist. The orange and red lines show corridors where pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure is lacking. The blue ovals show neighborhoods where active transportation facilities need improvement. These locations should be targets for improvements to the pedestrian and bicycle network. Safety for all modes of travel is a top priority of the Cheyenne MPO, the City of Cheyenne, and the Wyoming Department of Transportation. We analyzed safety statistics for the last several years to see how Cheyenne is performing. The dark blue line in this graph shows the annual number of crashes in the Cheyenne area between 2008 and 2019. The light blue dashed line shows the overall trend in total crashes. Generally, crashes have been decreasing in Cheyenne. This trend is impressive because crashes have been increasing nationally for the last several years. When looking at pedestrian and bicycle crashes, unfortunately the trend is the opposite. Over the 10 years between 2008 and 2017, the frequency of pedestrian and bicycle crashes has generally been increasing. Crashes involving pedestrians and cyclists tend to involve injuries and fatalities at a much higher rate than crashes involving only motor vehicles. This map shows the density of crashes in Cheyenne. The darker the blue, the more frequently crashes occur in that location. Areas with high crash frequencies include Highway 85 between Fox Farm Road and Yellowstone Road, the Dell Range Corridor, and the roundabout at Pershing, Converse, and 19th Streets. The red dots in the map show serious injury and fatal crash locations. Generally, higher speed roads such as interstates and the highways on the periphery of Cheyenne have the most serious crashes. Areas with the highest crash densities or the most serious crashes should be focus areas of future safety improvements. A first round of public and stakeholder outreach has already been performed to get input on high-level issues with the transportation system in Cheyenne. An online community input map and online survey were available from November 2019 through mid-April 2020. Through these, we received hundreds of responses from local residents. Additionally, in-person engagement that included a community open house, focus group meetings, and 2 pop-up events were also performed in November of 2019.
The conclusion of the existing conditions assessment allowed the project team to develop a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis. Strengths and weaknesses refer to items that are under the control of either Laramie County or the City of Cheyenne. Opportunities and threats refer to things that aren't under the control of Laramie County or the City of Cheyenne. In reviewing the strengths and weaknesses, what the city and county and the MPO control, the strengths of the system relate to the city's greenway network and the county's greenway network, as well as the fact that a lot of the citizens in our analysis demonstrate there isn't much congestion within the MPO. Conversely, the weaknesses are related to pedestrian and bicycle safety, inefficient transit routes, and the disconnect between land use and transportation. The opportunities and threats, things that are external to the control of the MPO and the City of Cheyenne. Opportunities we see as improved opportunities with the Wyoming Department of Transportation to create pedestrian and multimodal crossings at major state highways. And some of the threats are related to population growth and funding, maintenance funding, that are sort of outside of the City of Cheyenne and Laramie County's control. And how do we maintain those facilities going forward? The project team developed 8 preliminary goals for the Long-Range Transportation Master Plan. These goals are very important to the success of Connect 2045. The goals not only outline the vision and ambitions of what the community wants the transportation system to achieve, but they also establish the foundation to which all projects will be measured against for their success. These 8 goals are foundational elements to the entire Transportation Master Plan. Please go to the project website to outline if you agree with these goals or what goals we can add to this list to make sure we are developing a Transportation Master Plan consistent with your expectations for Connect 2045. The first of the 8 goals outlines safety. Transportation facilities will provide safe travel options for all residents and visitors. The second goal, growth. Promote growth in the economy, development, and tourism by providing a transportation system that accommodates current and future demand for the movement of residents, visitors, and goods. The third goal, integration. Integrate transportation land use decisions to create and preserve neighborhoods that promote vibrant community character and encourage active living. The fourth goal, provide travel choices that are accessible to travelers, promote local mobility, and reduce impacts of transportation on the environment and neighborhoods. Efficiency. Optimize the use of existing infrastructure as well as opportunistic funding options to make effective investments in transportation network. Connectivity. Develop and maintain multimodal transportation system that provides direct, continuous, and safe connections between local and regional destinations and services. Resiliency. Design transportation facilities and networks so that they are secure and resilient to impacts from man-made or natural disasters. And lastly, maintenance. Extend the life of the transportation system and promote fiscal responsibility by emphasizing maintenance over system expansion. These 8 goals, again, are intended to outline the expectations of Laramie County and the City of Cheyenne. Please go to the project website and complete our survey and let the project team know which of these project goals are important to you. Thank you.